Привет, welcome back to this, I guess. We got a bad motor here. At least I think that's the problem. I think that because it was flipping a breaker every time I tried to turn this machine on, and it was the breaker for this here motor. It sounded like a chimpanzee had thrown a bucket full of rusty bolts and bones into a blender along with a couple of extra nails. So I think the motor is bad. It might be this gearbox too. I just know that it sounded like, well, it didn't sound good, that's for sure. Got the new motor in. I'm gonna try to put it on today or tomorrow. I don't know. I'm not in a hurry. I'm still getting over this cold. That's why I'm coughing so much. Not sure if it was a cold or the COVID or what, but so I'm just sort of going slow and easy with it. And given that I have to walk back and forth roughly one city block, anytime I get a different tool or anything, I have to walk from this end of the warehouse to that end of the warehouse where my maintenance cage is and all my tools and everything. I need a go-kart, four-wheeler or something like that. Boss man ain't gonna pay for that. Heavens no. It's a pretty big warehouse. I think you could fit right about 30 7-Elevens in it. It's a lot of Indian people. And he's canceled on his third video. For the life of me, I don't know why they don't just replace this entire machine. It's caught on fire at least once. We've had it for 15 years. We bought it used. Oh yeah. There's that. Set that right there. That doesn't feel that bad, but that's bad. Armature moves all over the place in here. Well, I guess I'll get the new motor and see if I can't hook up some of these electrical connectors down here without electrocuting myself. Should be fun. Alright, we got the new motor here. Got it all ready to go up there. Oh, that's good. Screw just broke off in transport, I guess. That's okay. Let's see here. I'll set it right there. Now, if you stay there, that'd be pretty nice, I'd say. There's some instructions. We'll go ahead and ignore those. Now, there's probably a correct way to attach all these wires, so we're not going to do that. I have some electrical tape. We'll just wrap some shit around it and keep on wrapping until it looks secure-ish, something like that. Oh, I need that. Anyway, I'm gonna mount the motor before I connect all them wires. I think it'll be easier. There we go. Now let's try to put in a bolt here so it doesn't walk away from me, fall off and break on the ground. go. I don't know how much wind noise you're getting, but there is some out here. Now I'm going to tape this whole mess up together. That way, hopefully, it has even less chance of wearing through the tape and shorting out. I don't want it to short out. This machine has been on fire once already, and I'd prefer if it stayed once already instead of going to twice. Because I know that I'm going to have to be the one to fix it, and I don't want to do that. Alright. There's a bunch of wires. I'll wrap them up and stick them in there like that. Oh yeah. Yeah, just like that. Put this little freaking box on here like so. Try to screw it on one side. Oh shoot. Dang, I held on to it. So here's a story time. I just about dropped a screw with my left hand and it made me think of this. So a few months ago, about 4 months ago, I'm sitting there. I got this forklift with a leaky hydraulic cylinder or hydraulic line on it. So I have to replace a hydraulic line. So I blocked up the mast of the forklift, and then I sat there for like, I don't know, 30 seconds just looking at it, thinking, is there any way that this can fall on me? No, I don't think there is. So I proceeded to disconnect this line that I have to replace. And as soon as the line came loose, I saw the mast start to fall. And I thought, uh-oh, that's not good. So I tried to pull my hand out from where it was in between the forklift mast. I didn't get my hand out in time. And I thought, well, maybe I can get some sort of wrench in there and pry it up before it crushes my hand or something. But as soon as that thing set its full weight onto my wrist, I thought, there's no way, I can't do anything right now. I'm screwed. So I yell for help. And then I wait a second, and then I yelled again. And on that second yell, I got super lightheaded. Like I kind of went, whoa. And I realized if I don't get help over here real quick, I'm going to pass out. If I pass out, then nobody's going to know where I'm at. This is all in an enclosed area that they designated working on the forklift area, which I refuse to work on anything in anymore because of this incident. So I figure I'm going to pass out, and when I pass out, I'm going to fall forward onto the mast, and because of the way that I'm going to fall, it's going to break my wrist. And at that point, this forklift has roughly 500 pounds just resting on my wrists. And I thought, that's probably going to sever my wrist. If it doesn't, the way I'm going to fall, I'll hit my head on the mast, and I'll start bleeding, and I'm going to bleed out right here. And nobody's going to find me for a long time because nobody goes in that area of the company. Nobody's supposed to, just me. So I started yelling and yelling and yelling, and I was kind of drifting in and out of consciousness. I had like 3 lucid thoughts. 1, I have to get help over here right now or I'm gonna die. And 2, if this thing cuts off my wrist, how am I gonna rig up a clutch on a dirt bike so I don't have to have 2 hands to ride? That'll tell you how much I like my dirt bike. So I got somebody over there finally, and that took them, well, I was stuck in the forklift for a total of 4 minutes on the spot. It took them 30 seconds to get there, and then another 3.5 minutes to get the forklift off of me. I had a guy that weighs about 250 pounds standing and kind of jumping on, well, insert picture, on that little crescent or pipe wrench, crescent wrench, I don't remember what it is. I think it's a pipe wrench. 250-pound guy jumping on that thing, and it barely lifted that mast up far enough for me to pull my hand out. Actually, it didn't. It just relieved the pressure a little bit, and then somebody else got a pry bar in there and got it up far enough for me to get my hand out. But that was a fun one. Because of that, I lost all feeling in this hand and a lot of mobility. So that's why I was all excited when I picked up this screw, but then I almost dropped it and I had a reality check there. It's getting a lot better. It's been about 4 months, actually, almost exactly 4 months, because it's May now. It's May 8th, and it happened on January 9th, so tomorrow it'll be 4 months, 5 months. I don't know, however long it's been. It's been a while. Well, that's on there. I'm gonna have to get somebody to turn it on and we'll see if it works or not. Alrighty, I got a guy up there. Yeah, go ahead. Oh yeah, that's way better. Hi, you're good. Well, I decided to come up to my hideout. This is the first time I've been able to make it this far this year because of the snow. But I'm just gonna come up, go up to the hideout, look around, maybe do a little bit of work, and then probably just hike around the mountainside, and we'll take you with. I didn't video up to this point because I didn't honestly think that I was going to be able to make it up here. It's a really steep old mining road, and all winter it's pretty much just impassable. There's too much snow and mud and whatever, but so far so good this year, or this trip. Welcome to my hideout. On video, you're not welcome here in person. The hideout. So I've dug all of that out. When I got here the first time, it all just looked like that. I don't know if you can see anything that I'm showing you on the video because I'm not very good at videoing, but everything just looked like that. It looked like a normal mine dump, and I dug that whole V into it. what I'm trying to do, that's a pit mine right there. I'm trying to get into it, dig almost like a tunnel into it, and then I'm gonna cover it, put like a wood covered walkway into that and bury it. This is in Idaho Springs, Colorado, or outside of southwest. I don't know where it is. I think we're southwest of Idaho Springs. This whole area was a big mining area, and back in I think it was 1837, something like that, two guys laid a claim out here, and it just boomed from there. And there was mining claims everywhere. Up here on this hillside that I'm on, there's a pit mine here, pit mine there, pit mine over there, another pit mine down there, one over there, and then there's a big one over there. And up on top of the hill there used to be an old a mill all the way up on top of the mountain. So it's a big mining area. Those ones that I named are the ones that I can think of off of the top of my head. There's a lot more than that, trust me. This mountainside that I'm on is just laced with old mine roads. There's one there, one right there, one right there, and one down the hill. And I think there's one or two other ones running across the side of the mountain. They're old. They're from the 1850s and 1920s, 30s. So they're hard to spot unless you kind of know what you're looking for. But this is my hideout. It's an old pit mine. It was abandoned. This pit mine was abandoned, I think, somewhere in the 1930s or 40s. It's about 10 foot from the hanging wall to the foot wall, and another 10 foot from that wall to this wall. They were chasing, I think, this vein here. There's another vein over here that I don't think they knew about, or else they were chasing one of these veins. I don't know what they were trying to find, but my idea is to punch out all of that so you can just walk in to this level right there. And then I want to build a log cabin in here, make it waterproof it with like plastic shingles, basically. It's not really shingles, but plastic sheets that we get at work all the time. And then I want to bury it. I used to come out here and work on this hideout thing every single weekend, and now that it's getting to be summer, I'll probably come up here every other weekend or every weekend, something like that, just because it is so nice up here. But I kind of got a big dampener put on this project just because when I first decided to build the hideout here, I had it planned to build it over there. I went way up the side of the mountain, and there was a house right where I wanted to build it. I was like, okay. So I hiked way up this side of the mountain, staked out a spot, decided where I was going to build it, and then I walked up the hill about 20 feet, and there's a road. I'm like, wild crap. So finally found this spot. It's way down the mountainside. You have to hike in about a mile. So it's a cool spot, and I went online and looked at every single website that I could think of to figure out if it was privately owned. And I did figure out that there's a mining claim on the northeast corner of this quarter section, but this is the southeast corner, or the southwest corner of this quarter section. So, there's not a mining claim here, and it's supposed to be Arapahoe National Forest, I thought, because the road down there, the little four-wheel drive trail, it goes through Arapahoe National Forest. Well, come to find out, I got on X-Off Road a couple weeks ago, and I was looking at stuff. This is privately owned, but it's owned by a company in Europe, I think, somewhere overseas. I think it might be a mining company, so I could get in massive trouble for digging here, but there's no activity on this mountain in this area. There's some way over there, but there's no activity around here, so I don't think I'm gonna get any. I'll try that again. I don't think that I'm going to get in any trouble for digging a hole here. Nobody even comes up here. I've set a game camera out here for like a month and it didn't catch anything. Like 2 deer walked through in a month. So I'm not gonna get in trouble. It was just kind of a dampener when I found out it was privately owned. It's a lot of work, but I enjoy doing it. It's just kind of a thing to waste my time doing. So I'm not gonna work on it today, but I'll just hang out for a while and then hike around. This is an example of a bigger pit mine. The road coming to this one is pretty big. This is about, I don't know, 30 feet from over here to that side and maybe 10 that way. It was a pretty big mine before all that caved into it, but got a big mine dump too. Can you imagine working here, coming up here every day to work in this? Boy, that thought'll make you want to quit your job. Dang.